Blog Talk Radio.
I'm your host, Terrence, with my co-host, the great, the powerful, the queen, Tamu P. What's up, T?
What's up, Brother T? How you doing out here?
I'm good. Just another day. It's February 26th, almost the end of February. Almost the end of, yeah. Almost the end.
Wait. You said your birthday is February what?
Oh, whatever.
Wait, hold on.
August,
you said the 26th?
August.
Oh.
August 22nd.
August.
Yeah.
I thought you said February.
No, I say we're at the end of February. Almost at the end of Black History Month, which I don't know why people trying to label us as to do our history for a month. Black history is every day, every second, really. Black history is really.
You Black history, brother.
That's true.
You walk in Black history right now, brother.
I agree.
Black history is your heartbeat. It's my heartbeat. It don't stop.
It don't stop, But Black history is for everybody because we all came from the black woman. Never forget that, and that's real talk. But today's topic is how to help historically black colleges and universities, our HBCUs. I don't really like where it's going. I don't really like some of the things that's happening around them right now. And it's not looking good. So we're going to start. We're going to basically try to give our HBCUs some help on how they can raise money, have black children become aware of HBCUs because, a lot of black kids live maybe 15, 20 minutes away from an HBCU, don't even know it's an HBCU. I'll tell you how I know.
Tell me.
I'm from New Orleans. So Dillard is an HBCU.
Dillard is, yeah.
Right? And I lived across the river. So Dillard is on the east side of New Orleans. I'm on the west side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I didn't even know Dillard was an HBCU until my second year. No, let's see. I graduated in '98, so in 2002, that's when I found out Dillard was an HBCU.
Well, there's an underlying problem. We really need to focus on that because how could you, living in New Orleans, not be aware of your local history?
Of my local history.
Wow. I'm from L.A. I know in California they have only one historically black medical school. Yeah. It's only one. I believe it's Charles Drew.
Yeah.
Charles Drew. Yes, sir.
How far did you live away from Charles Drew?
I wasn't close.
You wasn't close?
It was downtown.
Okay.
It was in LA everything ain't that far.
That's true.
Yeah. I wasn't that far no matter what. I should have went there. Just playing. I didn't want to do medical school. But you feel me, right?
I feel you.
All right.
But I only live like 10, 12 minutes away from them. Real talk.
That's crazy.
Didn't know it. Parents never told me about it. Teachers never said, hey, you're going to Dillard. You know what I mean? Not to say that, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but we just never had those conversations. It was always, this is the main colleges, the main universities to go to. Not Dillard. LSU, Tulane, Loyola, right? Those, right? UNO, right?
Those was like the almost Ivy League.
Right. Right.
Tulane, I think, is an Ivy League.
I don't know. I didn't go to none of them.
Them is the big popular ones, though.
Yeah.
Those are the more popular.
Those are the big ones, right? McNeese State and all them now. But Dillard, it was just like, when you pass, you're just like, okay, that's Dillard. Never got excited for it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? If I would have knew that back then, I would have spent more time at that.
Now, I can tell you honestly, coming from California, you thought of the black colleges, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
I must admit that, like, from California, because you don't have them over here.
Right.
So maybe that actually played into it, because I was like, Dillard. It was funny that you said Dillard. I wanted to go to Dillard.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know, so there was Dillard and Spelman and Howard. And there's, I know between Spelman and Howard, there's another one, Clark or something like that.
Yeah.
I know there's another one over here.
Yeah, it's Clark.
It's Clark.
Yeah.
And then there was Graham. Like, all these things sounded hecka cool.
Right.
You wanted, you know, I actually, I got accepted to a few of them, but it was like the out-of-state tax.
Yeah.
Prevented me from going.
Yeah.
I was like, woohoo.
That's a lot, yeah. Well, because, you know, the only black colleges we knew of was Grambling and Southern. You know,
Grambling with their not basketball, they football, and then that
Bayou Classic. That Battle of the Band.
That Battle of the Band. Like, you know, and maybe that's something they need to look at that model, because Grambling is known all over the world. They band is known, you know, so it's the renown.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, Grambling has as far as making yourself visible, I think they've done the best.
Well, you know, with I think it was Grambling that they had a big issue with the football players with the gym equipment that they had. They had holes that was all in the floor. Yeah, for the athletes. It was some other type of stuff that was going on because they wasn't getting no funding, and enough students wasn't coming in to pay the tuition, in state or out of state, right?
Really?
Yeah. What do you think about that lady in Atlanta? Was it Atlanta? Yeah, the one.
The professor?
Yeah. No. The dean who fired them professors.
The dean who fired the professors.
What the? All the teachers. Yeah.
Yeah.
For teaching the kids.
African-centered language and culture.
Yeah.
At a historically black
college.
School.
Which was built by Europeans. I forgot her name. I forgot the name of it. But I know it's Howard, and we all know that.
Spelman, I know that was some Jews, or I believe it was some kind of gave them the money for that. And I forgot who gave Booker T the money for Fisk.
Right.
But somebody was always. It was the abolitionists. I know the abolitionists was handing out a lot of money.
Well, they had the. I know we're getting off track, but we had the John Morrill Act in 62, I believe. 18.
Oh,
yeah.
The Morrill Land Act.
Yeah. They gave a lot of them that money. But with that teacher, I'm ticked off at that.
Okay, tell me now. Tell me a little bit more about this, because I'm not too sure. I don't know about this land grant. Because I was on 40 acres in the mule. I was under the impression they didn't give us nothing.
We didn't.
All right.
So I got it. All right. Okay. So here is the point for tonight. It's untitled. So bricks and stones, cement and plaster, glass and pipes, doorknobs and fire extinguishers. All types of dark-shaded hands, male and female, who help build these buildings. Staying on your toes, up all night, coffee or maybe some juice. Early in the morning, breakfast, rushing to class, trying to pass to get that A. Professors, deans, students, janitors and staff, bands, teams pledging to the Greek fraternities that should now be called Black Thought fraternities. Comedic, the way of life, graduation, with people who look, act, and think like you. Family, economics, just to tell and give back to your historic black colleges and universities. That's the point for tonight. It's untitled. I don't know what I should call it. And maybe I'll put that in my next book, T. What do you think?
I think you should call it Give Back.
Give Back?
The Give Back.
Or Sankofa?
Either one, because they both represent the same thing when we talk about going back.
Well, you know, I think Give Back probably be better, because if I say Sankofa, people would probably be like, what the heck is he talking about? What is Sankofa?
Well, be a time educator.
That it is.
That's
true.
what we're here to do.
This is why I love talking to you, because you tell it like it is. So here's the nice quote. I know we're getting off track, but here's the nice quote. African-American children can't be educationally disadvantaged for 12 years and then experience a miracle cure when it comes time for admission into college. Shaka Fatah. All right? So,
wow.
Yeah.
I want to weigh in on that.
Go ahead.
Because I'm from Los Angeles, Inglewood in particular, and I want to tell you from kindergarten to 12th grade, we did not have a teacher for 4th grade. It was no teacher. It was a series of substitutes. And sometimes it was just the children sitting in the classroom. We did not have a teacher for 6th grade either. Series of substitutes. Sometimes we were just sitting in there for 8 hours a day. When I went to junior high, we did not have a science class. We were just sitting in there, both 7th and 8th grade. Some people at the junior high didn't have a math or a science teacher. They were just sitting in class.
Yeah.
Unsupervised at times. Went to high school, 9th grade and 10th grade year, we didn't have a science teacher.
What?
I'm telling you right now, by the grace of God, by the Most High, the Neteru, is the only reason I went to college and was able to graduate.
Yeah.
You know, so this statement for me is like, I wonder about everybody I went to elementary, high school with, because we graduated behind everyone.
Right.
And I know that wasn't just at Inglewood.
Right.
I know that was probably, representative of a lot of us.
Right.
So how do you expect these kids to go to college after that?
Yeah.
So that's a powerful statement. And who said it?
Shaka Fatah. CHAKA. Yeah. CHAKAFATTAH.
So that's a powerful statement. But tell me a little bit more about this land grant.
All right. So
I never heard of it.
All right. So in the 1800s, right, there was an act called the Morrill Land Grant Act, right, and it was to establish colleges and universities. So first, HBCU, for the people who don't know what HBCU means, it means Historical Black Colleges and Universities. So the Morrill Land Grant Act was to establish, actually it was the second, because it was two Morrill Land Grant Acts. Mm-hmm. The first one, it was only teaching
agriculture.
This is what they were doing. They were teaching teachers, scientists, and engineers, I believe, to do science, agriculture, and science, of course, right? Mm-hmm. And then in, I think it was 1890 or 1889, that's when the second Morrill Land Grant Act gave land to the blacks so they could have a higher chance at education. But just like a lot of the HBCUs back then, like Howard, I guess that dean was still thinking back in the 1800s where you had to work for somebody and not try to work for yourself, because that's basically what it was. What the HBCU.
So they was training them basically to be workers.
Servants. Agriculture and mechanical.
Okay,
yeah.
Serve them.
Yeah. Right.
Slave.
Basically, nothing but slave.
Educated slave. Okay. With a degree. So it means something. Interesting. So is that why you like,
Yeah.
I'm not cool with it. Well, brother, I study the abolitionist movement. And Caucasians was all up involved in that with the Quakerism.
Right.
Now, a lot of the Underground Railroad agencies, the black people were trying to start their own outside of the Caucasians.
Right.
And they were trying to do that because the Caucasians were trying to mold them in their own image.
Mm-hmm.
The Quakers and what have you had political motivations to help these slaves.
Yeah, the underprivileged.
Underprivileged. They had it wasn't a moral obligation like they say. It was a political move on their behalf
right.
to give them more power in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were really, and a lot of the slaves weren't really trying to deal with them.
Right.
John Henry Clark is a good example of what they did if you live with them. People don't know that they cut off John Henry Clark's testicles. It was a white family that took George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Right.
It was a white family that took George Washington Carver in. They were abolitionists. They cut off his balls so he wouldn't sleep with their daughter. So this is what you're dealing with the abolitionist group in the North. So you can understand why black people really need to focus on doing things themselves. Because this is the same era we get these land grants that you're talking about. So it's like even though you're given a land grant, you're still not really, what's the word? You're still not respecting them to do things for themselves, like you give them a land grant to teach people how to be servants.
Right.
So very interesting.
Yeah.
Land grant.
And that's why to this day people still say, we need somebody else. Our people still say we need somebody else to help us.
We do.
When that's not true.
We don't.
But
I think we need ourselves.
That's true. And if they do their history, they would know that Alkebulan, land of the blacks, chemistry. Now, if you want to, okay, I tell you what, if you want to know about what I was just going to talk about, I want you guys to go to Dr. Ishikamusa Barashango. It's called The Black Facts of the Bible. All right, it's a powerful brother. He's gone. He's with the ancestors. His name is spelled ISHAKAMUSABARASHANGO. All right, Ishikamusa Barashango. You guys got to look that up. Basically, what I was going to say was I was going to get off track, but I was going to just talk about Alkebulan. But let's get back on topic, because this is a very, very wide range that we can go from. So, who was the first HBCU?
The first HBCU?
Yeah.
Was Cheney.
Yeah.
Cheney University in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
1987.
1837.
1837. Before the Civil War.
Before the you don't need glasses, do you?
No. Okay. And you know how it goes when you're reading stuff.
That's true.
It's easily to mistake an 8 for a 9.
Yeah, true. Okay, so look, let's talk about how can HBCUs really start to do something for themselves, because there's a lot of black leadership there, but I think it was who was it? Was it Dr. John Henry Clark who said to lead a revolutionary, you don't want anybody from college, you don't want something like that, right? Yeah.
John Henry?
I think it was. I think it was Dr. John Henry Clark.
I'm not shocked. Because when you go to college, your mind has been programmed.
Yep.
And the educational curriculum it doesn't really matter what college you go to. The educational curriculum we use right now is straight from white supremacy. Mm-hmm. The theories of evolution come from Charles Darwin. He created that when white supremacy was at its prime. Mm-hmm. A lot of the psychological schools of thought, a lot of these schools of thought in general, the framework of them comes from the 1800s, when, white supremacy was the first thing on people's minds.
Right.
So you can see that concept infecting all of academia. Mm-hmm. You can't leave academia without talking about Charles Darwin.
Mm-hmm. So you know, in HBCUs, some of the enrollment has a drastic decline, right? There's really no federal money. There's no donations from the surrounding areas, right? There's no media play. You know what I mean? I understand that. I mean, all the radio stations for the hip-hop stations don't never say nothing about the HBCUs.
No, they don't.
Right? There's no leadership. Just terrible representation like we just were stating, right? But, you know, the first
something I wanted to know is that I don't hear any of the HBCUs. Because you have schools, educating people is one thing, but research is another.
That's true.
You know, and when I think of research, I went to UC Davis. They got money because they do research. You know, they have collaboration. I have never heard of Howard University, Grambling, Dillard, or any of these schools doing any kind of research, anything industrial,
right?
Like coming out with some product or anything. They don't do anything of that nature.
You think they care about the kids?
I think the spirit of their creation was all about the enlightenment of the black people. I definitely think that was the spirit of the reason why so many black people worked at these schools and what have you. But I know when integration happened, you know, and you could go to other schools. I know the historically black schools lost a lot of support, you know, because everybody was going to go there because you couldn't go to any other school. But when integration happened, which I have always thought destroyed our community, I don't care what nobody says. Oh, y'all niggas who like to march. I don't care.
So the first thing that, you know, we must do as a whole, both parties, I'm talking about on our end and on their end, you know, I believe is, you know, we need to have a meeting with our kids, right, and the parents to find out, you know, what exactly do the HBCUs need, right? You need that, right? Secondly, right, you can have fundraisers, right, every week to raise money. You can't tell me you can't have a fundraiser every week. I know you can have fundraisers every week. Some kind of way you can do it, right? All you need to do is have a all-black market, right?
That would be a perfect fundraiser.
Right.
And they will go. People will come to that market.
People will come, right?
Open up the school and let them in.
Let them in, right? Charge a low price to the vendors, right? And a low admission to the public and make your money. It's not hard to do, right? 3, you can have conscious speakers come and talk to the young men and women, right, who are trying to graduate, right? Conscious speakers like Dr. Claude Anderson, right? That's number 1. Professor James Small, Irritated Genie, right? Zaza Ali, Shahrazad Ali, we can't forget about the sisters. Runoko Rashidi, Dr. Umar Johnson, we can't forget about
Frances Cress Welsing.
Oh, yeah, right, my girl Frances Cress Welsing.
It's all good.
Right?
I threw her in there.
God, yeah, right? Frances Cress Welsing, right, to raise money.
And I want to speak on this, brother.
Go ahead.
Because the youth are turning to YouTube University.
That's true.
They looking for all these people. They looking for this conscious information.
Right.
It's appealing. It speaks to their spirit.
True.
You know, I definitely know these colleges are going to raise some awareness if they start allowing, you know, these speakers to come and open it up to the whole public.
True.
You know?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, and then look, 4, you can have free band play, right, for the summer, spring, and the fall evenings, right? Let the public come in, charge them a small fee, and you know, put that money towards the band. Make it a bigger band. You know what I'm saying? 5, you can have showings of black art, black music throughout the school. You know what I'm saying? Charge
black
a small
art
fee.
A review.
Yeah.
Something that you do once a month or maybe every quarter.
Right.
You know what? That would build a lot of publicity because I'm sure people maybe, you know, they just want to be involved with the art. And maybe they'll start, you know, sending money there to fund just that. But, you know, the money can have overarching, you know, effects.
Yeah.
These are 5 really good suggestions. What's number 6?
You know what? They can have children's college day, right? where the children come and sit in dorms and in the classrooms and have a professor come and talk to them about, coming to their own college, the HBCUs where they are respected and treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? It could be like a parent, teacher, family field trip.
Black Family Day.
Right, Black Family Day, right? And, and this one here, right, I played, my sports are golf and basketball, right? So, look, I'm gonna give a challenge. This is gonna be called the HBCU challenge, right? Where we're gonna be playing horse, right? So around the 3-point is, you get at least 5 shots, 2 from the corners, 2 from the sides, and 1 up top, right? So that's 5. Every shot that you miss, that's $10. You know what I'm saying? So if you miss all 5 shots, that's $50, and you got to donate it to your local HBCU. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that when you write out your check, you know what I'm saying, you put it on YouTube, make it go viral. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's just simple, easy ways to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I think you made some great suggestions, Brother T. And I just want to say this quote from Carter G. Woodson. When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. He will find his proper place, and he will stay in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will protest until one is made for his use. His education demands it. That is Carter G. Woodson, Miseducation of the Negro.
That's a very good book, too.
Powerful book.
Yeah.
People, please check that out, The Miseducation of the Negro.
I got that on a bookshelf. That's a good book.
Everybody has spoken to that, and it's relevant today. And that book was written in the early 1900s, I think the 30s, brother.
I think it was, too.
1930s or something like that.
20s, yeah.
In 2015. It's so relevant. Our education is our key.
It's vital.
And I think
it's a lifeline.
It's a lifeline. And I think that it was our lifeline into integration.
And my thing is when you was talking about they wasn't teaching you science,
brother, no.
Well, you was. So, this is California. So basically, this is part of the land of technology with Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley,
and they wouldn't teach our science.
They wouldn't teach us. Couldn't fill the position. How is that possible? How many scientists came out of my graduating class?
I already know. Yep, you're right, T.
Understand.
So if you guys want to know some more about what me and Tamu is talking to everybody about, because me and Tamu really do enjoy doing this here, enlightening people, making other people conscious. And we just want to say thank you guys for listening in to the show, coming in. We really do appreciate it. So the YouTube clips, you can go to Dr. Amos Wilson, Death at an Early Age, The Failure of the Education System, Special Education and the Effects on Black Children, right? That's 2 of them. So you got Death at an Early Age and Death at an Early Age, The Failure of the Education System and Special Education and the Effects on Black Children. Then you have Dr. Phil Valentine, The Schooling and Education System. That's a powerful brother. He's a metaphysicist. You guys will really like him. And then you got my guy, Dr. Kaba Hiawatha Kameni. The Teacher is the Student. Multiple Intelligence and Youth in Modern Education, Part 1 and 2. I guarantee you guys will like that. I guarantee it. And T, you got anything to say?
Oh, no, those are very good YouTube clips. And I would also suggest Umar Johnson.
Okay.
I do know that Brother Kaba Hiawatha has a whole curriculum. Anyone who's interested in that homeschool vibration.
True.
He has a whole curriculum set up.
Also, Francis got the same thing, a curriculum.
Francis Crest also does too. Please check out our brothers and sisters who made African-centered curriculum for our African-centered minds.
That's true. So we only got 20 seconds left, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this. African Americans are the highest in homeschooling their kids. Please, let's keep up the good work. And That's going to be part of the next show. We want to say peace, and we love y'all.
Peace.